Hi guys. So what I wanted to show you today was the watercolor techniques that you're going to use for your background for your silhouette paintings. Okay. This is an example of where we're going. You're going to try a gradient that's going from dark to light using one color. You are going to try, this is called bleeding with two similar colors. It's where the colors just kind of bleed and mix with each other. This is dripping. We're going to use that. We're going to use a straw to do that one. This is gradient using 2 to 4 colors. Salt, which crystallizes the paint, and then splatter painting. Okay, so I'm going to show you that process and all the steps to do this. You're going to be using this watercolor paper, and the first thing you have to do is use masking tape, and we're going to mask like sections off. Okay, you're going to need 6 different sections. So I'm just gonna real quick show you. So you're gonna want kind of a long piece. You don't have to like go super long. Okay, then you guys know the trick where I've showed you where you put the tape on your clothes so then it's less sticky. All right, now you can put the tape like straight. If you wanted to do boxes, you could do that, or you can be very creative with it if you want to. However you want to do this and tape your sections off, just again, make sure you have 6 different sections. All right, now I'm gonna just move this over. This one's already done. The next thing you're gonna do after you have your 6 sections and everything's taped with the masking tape, you're gonna use a Sharpie and you're gonna label each section. So this is gonna be my gradient using the one color from dark to light. This is gonna be bleeding. This is gonna be gradient using 2 or more colors. This is gonna be the one where I use the salt. And then, let me see, splatter and dripping is gonna be up here, okay? So you'll use your Sharpie to do that. On this one, I used pencil accidentally, but I'd rather you use Sharpie because it won't mess up the writing, because Sharpie is permanent marker. All right, now, whenever you paint, it's always nice to have a piece of paper towel right by you. Of course, you want your water. And the first thing you want to do with watercolor paint is activate it. So all you do is you get some water and you wash your brush. Okay, and then you put water on each of these little paint pods, okay? I don't think I'm gonna do all of these because I already kind of did this beforehand. Okay, so you'll prime each of these paints, activate them with the water. All right, and the first one I'm going to do up here is gradient. So remember, that's dark to light, so I think I'll use some green. Now, to make a color darker, you want to use more paint, less water. Okay, so I'm going to get a good amount of paint on my paintbrush. And I'm going to start right at the top. So remember, it's kind of like the value scale. So I'm gonna start with my darkest up here. And then I'm gonna gradually add water to this. And notice I didn't add any more paint. I'm just adding more water. And my color will gradually get lighter, okay? I think I might dry my brush off and add a little more darkness up here to make it a little more darker. Go back down a little. Okay. All right, cool. Now, that is not as light as I would like it. So, another good trick is to actually do something called blotting. And you just take a piece of paper towel and just gently blot some of the color off. Then I'll have more of like a gradation there. And I can go back in and fix it up if I want, okay? The next one is bleeding. So I think I'm going to use, let me use 2 different colors here. I'm gonna use purple and blue. I think I'm gonna go with blue first. I'm gonna get my blue. So this is my bleeding area. Get more water. I just wanna make this lighter. You want a good amount of water on this, okay? Because then you're gonna take the next color and you're gonna kind of drip it on there. And what happens is the color spreads like that, and that's why they call it bleeding, is because it kind of mixes together and it makes like these cool kind of shapes and forms, which is nice. It's nice to see them blend like that. So then we have gradient, 2 or more colors. Okay, I just labeled it gradient 2. So I'm gonna wash my brush and let's see. I think what I'm gonna do is red, orange, and yellow. I'm gonna start darkest to lightest between those 3 different hues. Get red, start up here with my red, nice and dark. And then I'm gonna wash my brush. I'm gonna get my orange, put some orange down. The nice part about this masking tape is you don't have to be too picky, you know, about where your paint is going. Then I'm gonna get my yellow. Put my yellow in there. I love watercolor because I love the way you can mix and blend these colors really nicely. It's kind of awesome. So yeah, it's kind of nice how you can play around with this stuff. Got a little more yellow. All right, so we got a good gradient there with the 3 different colors. All right, so now let me see, salt. What color should I use? I think I'll go with purple. So I'm gonna put some purple down. Ooh, that's nice and strong. Okay. You wanna make sure you have a good amount of water on there for this technique. And I have my salt in my little dish here. And what I'm gonna do is just put this on. You can't really see very much yet, but when this dries, it crystallizes and it'll look something like that. Okay, so we'll let that just dry, and then the next class you'll see kind of the effects. You might see it a little bit, you know, as it's drying during class, but so all right, so the next one I'm gonna do is splattering. So what you want to do, get some, definitely want a little water because you want the paint to be kind of loose for this. And some people like to take like another either pencil or a paintbrush. You just tap it and the water will spill, or the paint will splatter. I'm gonna get a little more paint. Now, when you do this, just try to be careful that you're not getting it all over the place, like on your classmates' painting. You know, try to be a little controlled with it. This is a great technique, like if you're doing an outer space background, or it just, I love that background. All right, and then for dripping, I think I'll use blue. So we're gonna use the straw for this. And basically what you wanna do is get a really nice amount of paint on there. A really good amount. And you almost make like a little puddle. So I'm gonna make some little puddles here. And you can, you know, do a couple different colors if you want. It doesn't have to be just one color. So maybe I'll put some little puddles of red, Try to mix these up a little. All right, and then I'm gonna get my straw, all right? And you're just gonna to spread the paint. All right, again, now the thing with this is, yes, it's gonna go kind of all over the place. That's okay, that's what happens. Just try to be controlled with it. Try not to get it all over your partner's or classmates' artwork, you know, just try to be controlled with it. It's kind of cool, it looks like little hands there. So then you're gonna let this dry. Another technique I'm gonna actually show you while it's still wet is the masking tape. So that's another technique you might want to think about using for your background, for your silhouette. But basically the masking tape technique, all you do, I think I'm going to do it up here. All you do is put the masking tape down. Make sure you put it on your clothes first so it's not as sticky. So that way when I take this off, it's not going to rip, okay? And you'll just carefully take the masking tape off. It gives you these awesome straight lines, nice and neat, clean. So you might, you know, think about using that technique too. I'll show you another little spot here. Okay, hopefully that won't spread, but that's okay. All right, so that is what we got. Those are your techniques that you can use for your silhouette backgrounds. And that's that. Bye, guys.